Hi there. Today we are going to talk about the various variants of iPhone, the evolution of iPhone from iPhone 1 to iPhone 12 from 2007 to 2020 with various variants that are being brought in the market. Let us start this video. In the number 1 we are going to talk about the initial iPhone or the first iPhone that has been made, which is also known as iPhone 2G or the first iPhone or the iPhone 1, which is manufactured in January 9, 2007. It has the RAM of 128 MB and the storage capacity varies 4GB, 8GB and 16GB as well, and the OS is Max OS X, and it has the display of 3.5 inch with 320 to 480 resolution. In the number 2 we have iPhone 3G. iPhone 3G was released in 2008, largely identical to the original iPhone but with similar metallic outdoor edging and the addition of 3G connectivity. Also note that the appearance of the App Store icon. The shift to centralized app stress change the way we use our phones. It has the display of 3.5 inch diagonal with 480 to 320 pixels and the storage of 8GB and 16GB. In the number 3 we have iPhone 3GS, which was published in 2009. Similar to the 3G, iPhone is designed but with a faster 600 MHz ARM A8 CPU, double the RAM at 256GB and fingerprint resistant screen coating. This was about refining the experience to bring speed. It has the display of 3.5 inch with 320 to 480 pixels and memory of 8GB, 16GB and 32GB storage in variants. In the number 4 we have iPhone 4. Now we are getting somewhere. The iPhone 4 was the first iPhone to have a front facing camera. Little did iPhone know selfies would take over the world. The iPhone 4 also got a Retina display with 512 MB memory. It was equipped to handle a lot more than even the iPhone 3GS, which only had 256 MB of memory. You can see the technology was beginning to look a little more faster, but 32GB was still the maximum amount of storage, and it was published in 2010. In the number 5 we have iPhone 4S. Talk about a huge difference between the iPhone 4 and the iPhone 4S. The camera went from 5 megapixels to a whopping 8 megapixels. Now it's an upgrade. Apple also introduced the 64GB storage option but kept the memory at 512 MB. Video could be recorded in 1080p. Oh, I can't forget. Hello, Siri. Apple sold 4 million units of iPhone 4S in the first week, and Siri is introduced. In the number 6 we have iPhone 5. Apple sold 5 million units of iPhone 5 in the first week. The camera stayed the same but memory was boosted all the way up to 1GB. You thought 3G was cool? The iPhone 5G has LTE connectivity, the internet everywhere. Apple also introduced the Lightning connection with the iPhone 5, and for the first time the screen got bigger. All previous generation display were 3.5 inches but the iPhone 5 was 4 inches. In the number 7 we have iPhone 5S. It comes in 16GB, 32GB and 64GB of storage and has the 8 megapixels camera, 1GB memory and Touch ID, dual flash and motion co-processor, as well as slow motion video graphic is also there. In the number 8 we have iPhone 5C, which is released on September 20, 2013, and it comes in 8GB, 16GB and 32GB of storage, and it has 8 megapixels of front camera. It comes with 1GB of memory and it has various color. In number 9 we have iPhone 6 and iPhone 6s. Apple tends to make larger leaps between the original model and the S edition than it does for the S edition to a new model. The iPhone 6 Internal specs were very similar to those of the iPhone 5s. The biggest difference was having a specification larger screen offering an even larger size called 6 Plus. The Retina display becomes HD and the option to get an iPhone with 128 GB of storage become available, but the amount of memory was the same and the camera don't see a major upgrade. In the number 10 we have iPhone 6s and 6s Plus. Well, not everything. It basically looked the same, but inside Apple upgraded the iPhone 6s quite a lot. The camera made a high leap forward, going from 8 megapixels to 12 megapixels. The memory was also reduced from 1 GB to 2 GB. After the iPhone 6 had some bending issue, Apple gave the iPhone 6s 700 series aluminum to make sure that never happens again. In the number 11 we have iPhone SE. Don't think I have forgotten the iPhone SE. It has all the awesome internal aspects of the iPhone 6s in a small package and without 3D touch. But overall the iPhone SE was introduced as a more affordable for the people. In the number 12 we have iPhone 7 and iPhone 7 Plus, which was released on September 16, 2016. Apple finally dropped the 16 GB base model option with iPhone 7 and iPhone 7 Plus. Base model starting at 32 GB of storage and going up to 256 GB. Apple also introduced a new shiny jet black color. The iPhone specifies improved zoom features possible and portrait mode, and there are many changes that are really appreciable. In the number 13 we have iPhone 8 and iPhone 8 Plus, and the iPhone 8 and iPhone 8 Plus were introduced of the wireless charging with the glass over on the back on the iPhone. The camera was awesome with upgrade tools for editing and filtering out images. The True Tone display improved the viewing experience by automatically reducing blue light exposure. User eventually get used to not having a headphone jack and begin adapted to the wireless lifestyle and was introduced in September 2017. In number 14 we have iPhone X. The iPhone hasn't made iPhone 9, it eventually go to iPhone X. Speaking of awesome cameras, the iPhone X include an extra front-facing camera that let us take amazing selfies in portrait mode. Sure, other iPhone let us take cool looking photos, but the iPhone X included portrait mode for the front-facing camera, and we fell in love at first aperture, and it doesn't have any physical home button. In the number 15 we have iPhone XS and XS Max, and skipping right over the iPhone 9, Apple announces the XS and XS Max at its September 2018 event in the Steve Jobs Theater. These models were well named as they were definite upgrades along the lines of the iPhone X. Both models had the front-facing camera for portrait mode selfies. The display were edge to edge. In the number 16 we have iPhone XR. The iPhone XR was also announced at the September 2018 event but wasn't available right away because it was the cheaper of the new model. Quite a few people decided to wait for the XR to be available. The iPhone were smaller than the XS and XS Max. In the number 17 we have iPhone 11, which was released on 20 September 2019. The iPhone 11 is the least expensive of Apple's annual line, but still has enough new features to be in the running for 2019 most popular iPhone. This device features a 6.1-inch. In the number 18 we have iPhone 11 Pro and iPhone 11 Pro Max. iPhone 11 Pro Max is the largest Apple and most expensive phone in 2019. The display is Apple Super Retina XDR with the iPhone 11 Pro, but size is different, 6.5 inch, 5.8 inch of the iPhone 11 Pro. The Pro Max features the same, the 3 lenses camera setup at the iPhone 11 Pro. In the number 19 we have iPhone SE2. Apple take a few costs for the past with the throwback iPhone, a 4.7-inch Retina HD display and home button with Touch ID harken back to the original iPhone SE and with a similarly low price. The second generation SE offers many of the features of Apple's most expensive iPhones. At the last, we have iPhone 12, which was released in 2020, and it is also a very nice device I have seen in the flagship phone, and it's also very worthy to be taken. So at last I want to say that this till you have watched the video, then if you like the video, then press the like button and please subscribe the channel.